And to do it on Honda's home ground in Suzuka, that would have been a big blow to them.
Yeah, because I arrived with a very, very small team, me and 3 mechanics. And we meet all the Japanese with 25 mechanics and everything. But
however, next year, things changed because Mike Hailwood had been your teammate in MV Agusta in 1965, but he left to move to Honda in 1966. So your former teammate became your #1 rival. You've often described Mike as being your best of enemies. Is that a fair description still today?
yeah, I think I race with many good riders like Phil Reid, Gene Redman, Tom Phillips, Kenny Roberts, Barry Sheen, many. But I think the best one was Mike Hailwood, and to beat Mike Hailwood, we must be 100%.
But in a very sporting way, because I remember in 1967 watching the Isle of Man TT, where the two of you had the most phenomenal battle for a 6-lap race. Yeah. Unfortunately, Ago was leading and the chain broke. And so Mike Hailwood on the Honda won the race. What happened after the race?
He gave me his girlfriend. Yeah, he's very gentleman. He see me crying and say, "Okay, Ago, come with me tonight, and I make you happy." It's okay.
Well, with men like this, it was a different world back then. Can you imagine Pedrosa and Stoner? Now, at this time, you were racing a 3-cylinder MV, and originally the 4-cylinder 500, 3-cylinder 350. But then you made a small 500 version of the 3-cylinder. I think it was 420cc, something like that. Yeah. Why did you do that? Was it such a better bike in terms of handling, in terms of power delivery? Why did you like the 3-cylinder so much?
Yeah, because it's a light, and some small circuit is more easy than because we tried 420 and 500 also, but and the start the 500 was a little difficult. Also, the engine is not so smooth, so I prefer the 420. But after he developed the 500, the 500 was better.
But the Honda was always faster in a straight line, the 500 Honda 4-cylinder, but didn't handle so well, did it?
Anyway, this because I think the package of MV Agusta I think was the best, because the engine is not too many powers, but everything perfect. The engine, the frame, the brake, and everything. So this is why sometimes Mike have a lot of problem with Honda, because especially when we start with the full tank, for him was very difficult. I remember one time in Francorchamps was very fast circuit, and I think Mike win, but we start with a lot of petrol. And I think, okay, if I try very hard the first 2 laps, maybe I have a chance. So I start and I go, and Mike just like this for 1 lap, and after when I take maybe 3 or 4 seconds, when Mike come to the start line, just he close the throttle and say, "Fanculo."
However, you were essentially a one-man band, because whereas Honda had several different top-level riders racing for them, MV Agusta had really only Agostini. You had a succession of teammates who were the Italian, in some cases Italian champions, but the whole concentration of the MV Agusta team was towards you. So the bikes were tailored to suit you, weren't they?
Yeah, because also I live very close from Cascina Costa, from MV Agusta, so every 2 or 3 days I be there and I check, and of course the bike, what I said before, I prepare the bike like my style and what I mean, and size of the bike and everything. And also in Via Augusta, people trust me very much. So because I like to prepare the bike, I like to check everything. And example, okay, we talk about Mike. Mike, if you give the bike and just go, and he don't understand what if it's good or not. Just he open and go. And for me, it's different. I want to prepare the bike first, and after I give a maximum. Mike don't care about. Just give the bike and he go.
So you were really the forerunner of today's breed of Grand Prix races, where you have to spend so much time testing on setup, on the electronics, and on getting the actual final setup of the bike right before you can go and actually win races on it.
Because always before we left from Italy, go to the Grand Prix, always the day before, I be in Cascina Costa, and because Cascina Costa, the factory is very close to Malpensa Airport, and so we ask to airport to give the long straight just to try, and I try the bike because before we go to the Grand Prix. So because the 3-cylinder was very good engine, and so, but it's not so easy.
No,
it's not easy engine. You must know everything.
And if anybody who's read the race program,
you try maybe the 3-cylinder,
exactly.
So you know.
And I can truthfully say he's right. It's not easy. I think I'm quite an experienced rider, not obviously at Agos level, but I found it a hard bike to ride. Extremely satisfying, but difficult.
But one day with Kenny Roberts, we in France for the demonstration, and I say, okay, Kenny, if you like, you try my 3-cylinder. Say, very nice, good. I like to try. And he tried the bike, and after 2 laps or 3 laps, he started saying, fucking bike. I don't want to try anymore this bike. But it's not true. It's not fucking bike. It's good bike.
Well, something like 14 world championships say it wasn't. But in the end of 1967, Honda pulled out of Grand Prix racing. So that really only left MV Agusta and Giacomo Agostini as the top-level contenders in the 350 and 500cc class. You won successive world championships for the next 5 years. Did you feel that this was kind of cheap championships in the sense that the bikes were so much better than the single-cylinder and twin-cylinder competition? It must be very frustrating as a rider.
Of course, my bike was very fast, but also, for the long career, you have a nice easy race and sometimes difficult race. Sometimes I must beat records. Sometimes some other good rider beat me, but of course, what I say in the long career, you have maybe 1, 2, 3 years, maybe 1 year go very easy, another year difficult. It's when example the Yamaha coming with the 500 2-stroke, very good bike and very fast. So it's very difficult, and I try to stay with Saarinen, but I see that the 2-stroke was very fast at that time, and a few times I crashed because I tried to brake too late, and sometimes the front wheels go.
To be fair to you, though, to be fair to yourself, you were extremely consistent. You very rarely crashed, even when you were in a fierce competition with Mike in 1966 and 67. You never crashed, and the bikes
You know
were
why?
also very
You know
reliable.
why?
Why? Not going fast enough.
No, we try, but at our time the circuit was very dangerous, and you don't have. What I mean is, you don't have the chance. Yeah, no margin of safety, no, but you must be attention. Yeah, we see today many people, especially in the MotoGP, many people crash, just stand up and go again. And our time, if you race in Isle of Man, if you race in Nürburgring or Opatija in Yugoslavia or Imatra or other Nürburgring, you don't have a lot. It's not possible crash, because if you crash, you finish. So
This must have been something that was a cross to bear, because you would be racing, you were friends with the people in the Continental Circus, even though they were obviously not riding on factory bikes, and each month you would lose somebody else.
Yeah. This is okay. Today we're very lucky. We have a very good circuit, a very safety, and this is important, I think, because when you have a very bad accident, it's not good for our sport. So today I think the safety is maybe 80%.
And especially at a track like Phillip Island.
Yeah. But Phillip Island spend a lot of money because you make new surf, new asphalt, everything fantastico.
And lots of space to run off.
Yeah. And also when you race, maybe if you want, you watch the sea. Or if you want, you stop. If you're leading, you want to stop, you go to the beach.
Or
you have everything.
Or you look at one of the pretty girls in the crowd.
A pretty girl, yeah.
Now, that's something we should talk about, because you became a matinee idol. You were a famous person in Italy and the rest of Europe in the 1960s and 70s. Very good-looking guys. You still are today. Did you ever have the opportunity to make a movie? Did they try and get you to become an actor?
Yeah, because my time in the winter we have a lot of time. Maybe we stop in end of September. We have October, November, December, January. We have nothing to do. So I have some offer from Roma. I say, okay, Ago, come, and we make a film, we make a publicity, and so and I try to do, and I make 3 movie with the nice people, nice women.
About bike racing? About bike racing? About motorcycle racing?
Yeah. Motorcycle, car, and love.
So why didn't you continue this?
Because I am better on with the motorcycle.
And talking of pretty girls, then, I think that you became a pin-up, and there were many girls' officers, secretaries' officers who had Agostini on the wall, and many supporters came to try and get your autograph or get photographed next to you. But there was one particular girlfriend that you made in the Isle of Man, wasn't there? That you used to see in the mornings.
No girlfriend. I'm very serious, only motorbike. No, we have a lady, and Isle of Man, and every morning after Balog Bridge is the lady at 4:45 in the morning, not at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. She waiting, and when I pass, just say hello. And she have always I think she forget to put everything because in the morning very early. So just she have a long dress, and when I pass, just give me a courage, give me say okay, I must go because I must come back again quickly.
If that's not enough to put you off your line.
Dama bianca, no? Dama bianca.
Well, it must be very hard concentrating with that.
Yeah, but an Isle of Man you must forget quickly, because otherwise.